Welcome. I'm Judy Poteet, a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. Thank you for joining me today as we move into this time of meditation, into this time of reflection and contemplation. I invite you now to relax in this moment. While sitting with dignity, I invite you to continue to relax. To soften your body into a deep feeling of gratitude for your body and your breath. Sense your heart opening to that miracle that is your body. Recognize all of the wonderful ways in which your body functions and all the amazing ways in which it allows you to connect with your world. Feel your heart open to the miracle that is your breath. Recognize a heartfelt gratitude as you delve into this present moment of awareness. Recognize how precious, how extraordinary your breath and your body are. Feel your body softening and opening into this awareness. Feel all the tension release from your forehead, your shoulders, your belly, and your thighs. And then, intentionally, ever so slightly, turn up the corners of your mouth. Notice how the body reacts to this subtle smile and turn toward that sensation. Label that sensation as happiness, as joy, or maybe even bliss. Sit with it. Hold your subtle inner smile and explore. Notice too that this sensation of joy is available to you right here, right now, even when doing something as simple as sitting still, watching, and noticing. Notice that joy doesn't so much arise as it is revealed. Yes, joy is revealed. Joy is most available to you when you are available to be nowhere other than right here, right now. Rest your whole body in the state of joy. Play with it. Dance with it. Fly with love. And freely, joyfully be with love and joy. Feel the beauty of this dynamic, creative energy and identify this bliss as who you really are. Yes, this joy is you. It is your natural state. Play with this sensation of joy, of this natural state of joy. And remember, this joy, as you, is available to you at any time. Joy, this beautiful energy that is you, is playful, creative, encouraging, healing, and so much more. I invite you to send this playful, joy-filled energy throughout your body, from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. Allow this energy to restore and revitalize every cell in your body, filling your body with the playful energy of joy. Joy is a creative energy. I invite you to play in your imagination with this divine energy. Allow joy to play with the ideas that pull you to your highest good. Allow joy to guide you, to illumine your path, to lead you to your highest good. Remembering that joy is your natural state, and you can reveal and be joy anytime you decide. Joy is always available, and it loves to play, to create, to heal, to be you. So remembering with that feeling, that divine energy and joy, remaining with that, feeling that, I invite you to feel the support of your chair as you return to this room. Taking a deep breath. And so it is.
Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. At CSL Greater Las Vegas, it is our mission to inspire spiritual discovery through community connection, exploration, and celebration. Before we begin this celebration service, let's all join in and sing our opening song together.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about us day and night. It's only right to think about the ones you love and hold them tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you are one with me, and ease my mind. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the sky will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me. No matter how we toss the dice, it has to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me. No matter how we toss the dice, it has to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. So happy together. So happy together. So happy together.
Let us all feel the joy and presence of being happy together. I'm Judy Poteet, a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. And it's my pleasure to be here with you as we experience this uplifting celebration service together. Throughout this service, if you feel a need for prayer, a prayer and a blessing for you, a family member, or a friend, then please go to our website and select our prayer request. Prayer and meditation are two very powerful spiritual traditions here in our community. Know that licensed spiritual practitioners are deeply committed to supporting you through prayer. We are here for you. Please feel free to call on us. As a matter of fact, even as I speak, 2 practitioners are providing spiritual support right now for you, for me, for our entire community. They're holding us in deep spiritual loving care from their homes by sitting in meditation during this service. We thank Bobby Williams and Fran Peterson for holding high watch for each one of us today. And now, let us take this moment to consider this week's affirmation. You may wish to jot it down or take a picture of it and keep it with you as a source of inspiration throughout the week. I will read the affirmation, and then we'll enter a time of contemplation together, after which I will give the invocation. I'm having fun with the divine. I am having fun with the divine.
Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender. There's nowhere I have to go, no one I have to be, nothing I have to do but gently
I am so grateful to know that joy is my nature. To know that the presence of joy, the presence of God, the presence of love, that divine intelligence, that creative power, that absolute unconditional love that I call God, is present right here, right now. I'm so grateful that we can come together in whatever way possible to experience this time of celebration, this time of worship, of togetherness, of oneness, this time of learning and growth, of evolving in play, in joy, in fun. We are so blessed by all of those that contribute to this service. And we are so blessed by all of those that join in this service. And I'm so grateful to be here, to be present, and knowing that this service flows easily and effortlessly, and is an inspiration. And knowing that all is well, I simply say, and so it is.
Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender.
You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is found in every gift you give. Love your life and love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. and the people you will know. Don't worry when or where or how. You don't have to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes and take a breath and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things.
Well, good morning and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas' Sunday morning service. My name is Reverend Laura Hallett, and it's my pleasure to be the spiritual leader of this wonderful community here in Southern Nevada. If you are joining us from somewhere else in the world today, we are so delighted to have you here with us. I just love the way that we can connect in consciousness through all of this amazing technology. I'd like to begin with a little gratitude. Just an expression of my deep thanks to our practitioners who give of themselves so lovingly in service. Today we have Judy Petit, who brought us the beautiful meditation and invocation that really set the tone for our time together. Holding high watch for us today are Bobby Williams and Fran Peterson. Thank you all for the dedication and the consciousness that you bring to all that you do. I want to thank our amazing music team led by Justin Vogel, who is our featured artist for the day. Along with David Viella and Melissa Allen, we are so blessed to have the music and the talent that these beautiful individuals bring to us. They really set that spiritual soundscape for us each week. And thanks to our media team led by Joe Blum for all the technical support that bring us such high quality and professional videos each week for our services. Along with that, I'd like to thank the multitude of volunteers who make this community work, our practitioners, our leadership council, our service teams. All of them give themselves so lovingly in service to our community, and truly, truly, we are blessed by their gifts. So here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we are working with the global theme of living everyday wonder. And it is through our exploration of each month's topic that we look at a different area of our life, a different structure in our life, and see how we can begin to build a greater sense of wonder, of joy, of absolute awe in our lives. For this month, for the month of March, we are starting a new topic of play. This month's theme gives us an opportunity to look at the lighter side of spirituality. You know, we often think that spirituality and connecting with the divine are very, very serious endeavors. And we sometimes forget that God is right there in the play too. I like to start each week by going back to our principles, going back to what it is we really believe. The principle that we are working with this month as we explore the topic of play is from our Declaration of Principles. It states, "We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it." Heaven is within us and we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. You know, it is through our play that we can experience heaven within. It is through our play that we experience more joy, more wonder, and a deep connection with the divine. And so, starting for this month of May, this topic of play, the title for this week is Playing Twister with God. Now, I have to tell you, when I first saw the title of this talk, I said to myself, there is no way I am using that title. I mean, come on, Playing Twister with God? Who in the world thought this up? In fact, I even called my dear friend, Reverend Jeffrey Ryan, who is the chair of the theme committee for Centers for Spiritual Living, and asked him that very question. I was immediately reminded that in those uncomfortable moments when I get stuck playing this game, it just took me right back to being a child, and I could recall the difficult times I had playing this game and the uncomfortable feelings that went along with it. I mean, really, give me a good old board game any day, but Twister? Couldn't we have been playing checkers with God instead? Now, I know that I am not one who shies away from uncomfortable situations anymore in my life. I face things head on. And I know that when I have a strong reaction to something that is presented to me, to a strong reaction to anything that's occurring in my life, there is always something for me to look at there. And I am truly committed to looking at things and facing them head on. I'm always willing to look at my stuff and to go deep with where it takes me. So here we are this week, playing Twister with God. Now, for those of you that have never played Twister before or can't remember how the game goes, it's a game you play with your bodies on a vinyl mat that has rows of colored dots. You spin a wheel, and on the wheel there are dots and body parts. So it will say something like yellow and left hand, or red and right foot. And so you have to put that part of your body onto that particular colored dot. The goal of the game is to be able to find a dot with the correct body part without letting any other body part touch the ground, without falling down, without slipping off the mat, or in some other way injuring yourself. You lose the game when you fall, and the winner is the one who completes all the moves without breaking any of those rules. Now, in order to play Twister successfully, there are certain things that you have to be willing to do. First off, you have to engage with your entire being in the act of playing Twister. It is physical. At times you are balancing on one hand and one foot with your back arched in and your derriere in the air. It is completely mental. You are trying to outwit your opponent and find the spot that is perfect for you that also forces them into a disadvantaged situation. And like most games of competition, it can be quite emotional. It is almost impossible not to find yourself laughing hysterically as you contort your body into these many different positions. Physical, mental, spiritual, full body game. It is a game where you have to set aside a lot of your inhibitions. It's a game where you have to be willing to look foolish in pursuit of your goal. In Twister, you have to be willing to get up close and personal with other people. There is no safe distance in Twister. No personal space. In Twister, you are likely to find yourself with your head under someone else's leg and your nose in their armpit. That's just the nature of the game. It is intimate, to say the least. And finally, when you're playing Twister, you have to be willing to not take it too seriously, to look for the fun and to look for the joy in the experience. Now, how is this like being in a relationship with the divine? Getting to know the indwelling presence is a full body experience. There's an intellectual pursuit that we have to engage in just to understand the basics of it. All of the study, the reading, the comprehension of the nature of God, it's critical to begin to understand how it functions and our relationship with it. There are tangible physical feelings we get when we know that it is working through us. There are those moments when we've been touched so deeply by an experience that we've had that we can actually feel it in our bodies. And there are those moments when we feel like we've been slapped upside the head by a 2x4, as we have taken some kind of spiritual awakening. We've had some kind of spiritual awakening happening to us, and it is truly body jarring when it happens. And there's, of course, a wide range of emotions that go along with cultivating a relationship with God. Anything from anger to wonder and everything in between. Having a rich and deep connection with the divine can spontaneously bring us to tears or make us sing out with the deepest joy possible. The moments when we are so connected that it is a palpable feeling within us. We are so touched by what is happening in us right then that we can feel it. It's tangible. There are times when we see it in nature, or we see it through the eyes of a loved one, and these times can bring us right to our knees. And like in Twister, we are developing a relationship with the divine that requires us to be willing to set aside our inhibitions, our reservations, our doubts, and our fears. Sometimes we succeed spectacularly, and sometimes we fall flat on our face. And there is always the possibility that we will look very foolish while we are doing it. When we play Twister, we intertwine and we find ourselves up close and personal with each other. There is no such thing as personal space when we're pursuing this relationship with God. Quite honestly, any sense of personal space flies out the window as you begin to understand the nature of this amazing indwelling presence. As we begin to understand that we are completely connected to the divine, that it is within us, that it is living through us, that it is showing up as us, then we lose any sense of it and us. We begin to have that as experience, that oneness, that true unified consciousness. You know, I love the statement that I read several years ago that it goes something like this: God knew your face long before your grandmother was born. There is something within us that has always known exactly who we are, that has always known us intimately and personally. And there is no way that we can hide from that indwelling presence. There's no hiding from Spirit. It knows us intimately. It always does. It knows everything about us. And it loves us unconditionally. This up close and personal is a constant state of being. And there is no way to avoid it. Now, being in relationship with God is not a part-time thing. As in playing the game of Twister, it's not something you can do halfway. It requires commitment, complete commitment. Not the kind of a commitment that says, oh, I'll do it as long as it feels okay. Or I'll do it as long as I'm getting something out of it. It requires a commitment that says, I'm all in. In Twister, it's really important to make sure that your feet are firmly planted on the ground. Otherwise, you're going to slip and fall very easily. It is very important that you build a strong foundation in your body, that you ground yourself in a position that you can maintain and keep you able to move into other positions. It's a way that we create our sense of balance and stability. We have to have this strong foundation in order to have balance and stability in our lives. Well, how do we do that in our relationship with God? How do we begin to build a firm foundation? How do we begin to find stability and balance as we move through our understanding of the nature of the divine and our relationship to it? Well, this is where we rely on our spiritual practices and our principles. We base our understanding of all of that on the study that we do, the books that we read, the experiences we've had in meditation and contemplation and prayer. We build a sense of stability as we embody a deeper understanding of what God is, of how it works, of where it is, what our relationship is to it. You know, there's no accident that we call our beginning classes foundational. We are building that stable base that we can actually then begin to get a deeper understanding of how it is, how God works. This is where we begin to understand our principles, understand our practices, understand what spiritual truth is, and what is really the nature of the divine. This is where we can create balance and harmony in our lives as we actively engage in our spiritual practices. And when we make them a significant part of our day, we make our practices an important and significant part of our day. When we practice them consistently and constantly and apply them to our situations, we build a stronger foundation. We prove the principles to ourselves through our practices. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, this is all silly. What is learning about God, understanding this relationship we have with the divine, have anything to do with a silly child's game of Twister? You may think to yourself, oh, wait a minute, I want to take my spirituality very seriously. I don't have time for all this play in my life. And there's certainly no time for play in developing a relationship with the divine. We take ourselves very seriously, and we take our spirituality very seriously, but we don't have to. It is proven throughout many of the faith traditions that being in joy, being in awe, laughing, and having fun with God is just as important as the serious work that we do. One of my favorite things to collect is laughing Buddhas. I love fat, happy Buddhas. I can just look at them and they bring me joy. I can look at them and they actually make me laugh. I start laughing at myself. I start laughing at them. I begin to understand that there is a lightness and a joy that is actually spontaneously coming through in these little figurines that I have. I love to do spiritual practices that engage me in creativity. I love finding new ways of connecting spiritually through that. I love coloring and drawing. I've tried laughing meditations. I even did ecstatic dancing. Really, who says that we can't have fun in our spiritual development? Certainly not our founder. Ernest Holmes writes in what's called the Ernest Holmes Papers, God sings all the songs, dances all the dances, paints all the pictures, creates all the art, writes every book, and plays every game. My invitation for you this week is to find little ways to play with God, to find ways to engage in spiritual connection that really spark joy inside of you. Find a new way to laugh. Find a way to experience a little more wonder in your life. Find a way to play and see how your life transforms. It is high and holy work that we are doing here, but it doesn't have to be serious. There can be joy, there can be laughter, there can be fun in everything that we do. So let's take a moment and anchor this in prayer. Our prayer is called spiritual mind treatment. It is a form of affirmative prayer, which we recognize the presence of the divine. We know that we are one with it. We speak spiritual truth. We give thanks and we let it go. So if you would, turn with me now in prayer. And so right here and right now, in this place of deep connection, this place of abiding peace, I sense and feel the presence of the divine. I know it as that unconditionally loving creator that has brought forth everything into existence. I know it as that infinite intelligence that knows exactly how to make the planets spin and the sun rise and set. I know it as that perfect peace that permeates every single situation, that is the very heart of our being. I know it as divine right action, perfect harmony and balance. I know it as joy and all the wondrous ways that we express that. And so knowing that God is all there is, that it is that indwelling presence in all creation, I know that I am one with it. I know that all that I am, all that I could ever be, is a unique and perfect emanation of the One, endowed with all that God is, with that love, peace, joy, perfection. And as I know this is true for me, I know this is true for everyone, that each one of us is perfect and unique, a vessel for the divine. And so I speak my word. I speak my word of joy, of laughter, of spontaneity, of play. I speak my word knowing that there is an infinite intelligence flowing through each one of us. Knowing that as we tap into it, we allow it to show up through us in exactly the way we need it to. And so those times of seriousness, we can find a lighter joy. We find those moments of laughter, of play. We allow this harmony of life to move through us, to show up as us, in all of its wonder, all of its joy, all of its grace. And I know that right here and right now, in all parts of this world, there is a perfect peace that is happening right now. It's a peace that allows for the end of all conflict. And I just give thanks for this knowing. I'm so grateful to feel this. So grateful to see it operating in everyone around me. I'm so grateful to know that it is present and active in every single part of this entire universe. And so I just release this word. Knowing it is complete, I let it be. And so it is. Amen.
Here at Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas, we are a mission and vision-driven community. We offer transformative educational opportunities, deep and meaningful moments of connection, uplifting Wednesday and Sunday services. We greatly appreciate your contributions that support the amazing work we're doing here in Southern Nevada. We have several easy ways you can contribute. We have text to give. Simply text the amount of your donation to our text to give number, and you'll be prompted to enter your information. There's a link to our online donation page posted below this video where you can contribute by debit or credit card. And of course, you're always welcome to send a check to our office if that works better for you. All of your contributions go to support the great work that we're doing here in Greater Las Vegas community.
intention, one with the divine one. I find release. Align with God's intention, one with the divine one. I find a one
Thank you, Justin. You always inspire and uplift us with your talent. And thank you for your generous gift in support of our center. We remain committed to serving you. Centers for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas continues to provide enriching services, transformative classes, and powerful opportunities for connection within our community. Be sure to watch the announcements at the end of today's service for what's coming up in the weeks ahead. Now, let's join together in a closing song before our benediction.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, wonderful, wonderful friends. My wonderful, wonderful, wonderful friends. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. My wonderful, wonderful, wonderful life. My wonderful, wonderful, wonderful life. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day.
I'd like to highlight a few of our announcements for today. First off, we are conducting a series of community visioning sessions to allow us to come together as a community to catch a glimpse of what is wanting to unfold in this new version of Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas that we are creating here. We've scheduled visioning for Sundays and Wednesdays, Sundays at noon p.m. Pacific time and 6 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesdays. On the 6th and the 13th, the Sundays the 6th and the 13th, and Wednesdays the 9th and the 16th. Please plan to join us as many of them as you can. We will. It'll probably take about an hour, and you can find the link on our CSLGLV.org website. Just click on that and join us on Zoom to do one of these visionings. And we're actually really looking to catch the vision of what is wanting to become through us, as us, in our new incarnation of this beloved community as we begin to find our perfect and right location here in Southern Nevada. We have a class that's starting next week. This is one of my favorite classes to teach. Meditation is more than you think. We spend 8 weeks exploring over 40 different types of meditation. This is a great way to play around with a variety of meditation techniques and to find a practice that works best for you. If you'd like to kind of get a brief glimpse of what we offer, check out last Wednesday's service on March 2nd. I did 20 meditations in 20 minutes, or thereabouts. So go ahead and check that out, see what we have to offer, and that's just a brief glimpse of about half of the meditation techniques that we will talk about in this wonderful class that, like I said, I just love teaching this one. We have some community workshops that are coming up in March and April. As I said, March's theme is play, April's theme is creativity. And I have a spiritual practice I've been doing for about 6 years now that incorporates play and creativity, some of those things that I was talking about in my service today. These workshops are based on this spiritual practice. It's called creative mindfulness, and it is a way to integrate fun and play and joy and creativity into our spiritual work. Each workshop's being offered on a Saturday from 1 to 3 Pacific time on Zoom. So go to our website again, www.CSLGLV.org, for more information about registering for these workshops. You know, I found these practices to not only be fun but transformational, and I'd love to teach them to you also. And so just to close today, you know, it's been wonderful talking about the lighter side of spirituality, to take a moment and break away from the seriousness of it and find something fun about it. You know, we set aside the seriousness in our world to spend a bit more time playing around and finding fun. It's a great practice. But we do have some serious things happening in our world right now, and we don't want to overlook those. We have work that we can do in consciousness, each one of us individually, each one of us in our own time, in our own space, and in our own way can bring a healing consciousness to too many of the ills of this world. Right now in Ukraine, the people are suffering due to war, to violence, to upheaval, to things I can't even imagine happening to them. And I can't imagine the stress that these beloved citizens of the world are faced with every moment of every day as this armed conflict escalates at their borders, in their cities, violating their homes and endangering their lives. Our work in consciousness is to know that the presence of the divine is right there. It's active in each one of these people, each citizen of the Ukraine, and each citizen of Russia, each citizen of the world. Our work in consciousness is to know that the divine presence is right there, right now. It is active in each and every individual in this situation, on both sides. Our work is to know that God is working through the leaders of Russia and the leaders of Ukraine and all of our world leaders, to know that God is active and alive in every Ukrainian soldier and every Russian soldier. And to know that each side truly, at the very core, longs for a peaceful resolution. That's our spiritual work. And we have some tools that will help us do this as we move through our day. Just simply centering ourselves, breathing into the moment. Every time this conflict comes to your consciousness, every time that you hear Ukraine or you hear Russia or you see something on the news, you can take a moment and breathe in and know the peace is very active right there within you. I remind myself of this many times throughout the day, and I breathe it into the very heart of my being. In 1955, a beloved song was written that has become a mainstay in many of the Centers for Spiritual Living communities over the years. It is actually an anthem of the New Thought movement. It's a global ambassador for peace. We can, at any moment, stop and remind ourselves of this song, singing it silently to ourselves, singing it out loud. Whenever the conflict is brought to our awareness, this can help keep our minds stayed on the place of peace within our being. Next week, we have a new guest speaker. Her name is Reverend Kit Holmes. Not only is she a minister, but she is a talented singer and songwriter. In 2016, she recorded a new arrangement of this beloved song. And so for our closing today, I would love for us to join together in singing the peace song with Reverend Kit Holmes. Have a beautiful and blessed week, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, we are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin. Let it begin. Oh, let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace, peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let it begin with me.
The monthly publication, Science of Mind magazine, is a treasure to be read and contemplated. Along with in-depth articles, there is a day-to-day spiritual support to be gleaned from its daily guides. Licensed practitioner Lynn Frankenberger hosts Adventures in Faith every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on Zoom, and you're invited to join in. This is a weekly group discussion that focuses on those daily guides and how to apply them. Check Facebook and our weekly newsletter for more details. CSL Greater Las Vegas brings you much of your favorite spiritual music every Friday at 7 p.m. with Spiritual Soundscapes. Enjoy performances from CSLGLV vocalists along with special guest singers. It's music for your soul. Subscribe to the CSLGLV YouTube channel to get a convenient link sent to you for each musical performance. At CSL Greater Las Vegas, it is our mission to inspire spiritual discovery through community connection, exploration, and celebration. This mission supports the all-inclusive vision of Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide, in which we envision a world that works for everyone and all of creation.